Yes, guys, how we all doing? Right, so welcome to part two of Boxing Chatty. Yeah. Um, I just really wanted to give an introduction to what is inspired me with boxing. Yeah. Um, and basically, I want to talk about like inspirational figures, and I want to speak about obviously current affairs. And also, I want to speak about, what's going on at the moment, just a couple of opinions that I've got on things that I think about. And three subjects we're going to cover today are, I'm going to speak about my one of my biggest inspirations, and that's Prince Nassim Hamed, um, Anthony Yard, and Lyndon Arthur boxing match from the weekend. And also what AJ should look out for. Anthony Joshua, yeah? Right. So, first off, I've been waiting to say this for a long time, man. Just ain't been able to offload it to anyone. But like, when it comes to like boxing and excitement, whatever, box office, yeah, like Prince Nassim Hamed is like, he's the most exciting, electrifying boxer I've ever seen, in my eyes, with my eyes. There's no other word for it. Yeah. In my wildest dreams, if I was like a professional boxer, right, and I met him and I was on Sky Sports box office, anything like that, I would literally go over to him and say, yo, Wagwan King. And I'll be like, listen, I'd like to thank you for making box office possible for me to be on. If it wasn't for you, I wouldn't be on box office. Every boxer on Sky Sports box office and all that business, yeah, they should be paying homage to Prince Nassim Hamed. He paved the way. Yeah, he paved the way. Showed man how to do it properly. I never seen somebody so exciting. And he backed it up as well. Stunning, like knockout after knockout after knockout after knockout, and backing up what he was gonna do all the time. And yeah, man, when it comes to excitement, the most exciting boxing match I've ever seen in my eyes was when he went to Madison Square Garden against Kevin Kelly. That was the most amazing. That was the most amazing fight I'd ever seen, I swear. Like, obviously, like, Hagler, Hearns, like, that was before my time, I would say. Yeah, so, a lot of people go on about that. But in my time, that I seen with my eyes, that I never seen anything more exciting. Like, he is, like, Mr. Excitement. Like, I would literally bow down to him if I was a professional boxer, ask him how does he do it. I'll be picking his brain. Because he's just like, he's a one-off anyway. Like, you won't get anyone else like him, but he's like one of my, like, I'd say like there's other boxers that are like kind of like just like kind of give me inspiration as well. But in terms of excitement, him, Roy Jones we'll talk about another time, but Prince Nassim Hamed, like, take a bow. Like, he's the most exciting British fighter. I don't care what anybody told me. I won't hear from anyone. He's the most exciting fighter that we've seen on these shows, bar none. Excitement, box office, skill, talent. Could have done a lot more than what he did. Like, I believe, like, as soon as he left the Ingle gym, like, he was past his best. Like, I'm a Nassim Hamed fan. I don't think, like, he was at his best, like, when he fought Barrera. No, not taking anything away from him. He said his hands were gone, and I've had a couple of hand injuries, and I ain't even to that level, yeah. And like, you know what I mean? Like, when you get these injuries, they don't speak about it, but they can make a different person, you know? And I watched the video on him, man, and he wasn't doing it the right way. He wasn't doing it the way he was doing it in the beginning. And he was falling off, you know what I mean? He wasn't living the life, and he wasn't like, do you know what I mean? Like, he wasn't the same kind of person that he was when he was in the Ingle gym, and I'm sure he'd admit that and look back on it right now, you know? But, like, yeah, I think the Nassim Hamid a couple of years before then, before he met Barrera, would have beat him. I think he would have beat Barrera, definitely. The power would have been too much. The man, you seen the power on the man, you gone about Golovkin and all this. You seen Nassim Hamid's power. Jesus, it was something to behold. It was God given. Yeah, so like, he's my guy. Like, I cannot reiterate, man. YouTube, hey, Prince Nassim Hamid. Crazy. Right. So that's me paying homage to one of my biggest inspirations. Yeah, who are in boxing, yeah. Next, I wanted to speak about Anthony Yarde and Lyndon Arthur from the weekend. Just my thoughts on it, yeah. Obviously, Lyndon Arthur, I didn't really know much about him, to be fair, but he done quite well. He looked like he damaged his hand, which I think he did, and he couldn't let off his right hand as much as he did. I would say it was a nip and tuck match, man. It could have went either way. And boy, like, I'd always say to someone, man, the only person who's a master of the 12-round boxing and winning is Floyd Mayweather, man, in Las Vegas. Other than that, man, everybody else, man, you go to points, you always got a chance of losing, man. Do you know what I mean? You always got a chance. Someone can see it one way, someone can see it another. So, to be fair, man, like, I would say Anthony Yarde, man, like, do you know what I mean? It was close. I know you thought you won, but boy, like, if you leave it in the judge's hands, you know, anything can happen, man. Anything can happen. Do you know what I mean? Anything can happen, and that's all I'd say, man. Do you know what I mean? And boy, I would say it was a nip and tuck, man. It could have went either way. But I would say, like, Anthony Yarde could have put his foot on the gas a little earlier, but due to the fact that he gassed out against Kovalev, or emptied his tank, so to speak, maybe he was holding back and wouldn't let go of the shots that he needed to maybe force a stoppage. So for that reason, yeah, like, he sort of lost the match, yeah. But what I wanted to say was like, just Anthony Yarde, I'm focusing on, like, his style. Like, it's not for me to say, because I don't know him as well. I don't know him at all, right? But like, it's a short career, bro. It's a short life, short career. You know, very, very short. And, you know, there's these boxers, like, they got this something about them, like, they're very hot, but only for a short period of time. A la, like, Mike Tyson. Mike Tyson is a physical phenom. Mike Tyson, like, he was like 13 years old and like 15 stone, 16 stone, 17 stone when he was 12 years old, 13 years old. Like, and muscled from the beginning. Like, he was ready from the age of 19, 20 to take on big man. Yeah, and he's a small heavyweight. He's fighting big guys. He may look thick, but he's not big in terms of heavyweight boxers, yeah? But he was a physical phenom, gifted, yeah? Fast twitch all over his body, just gifted, power, explosiveness, gifted, yeah? Physically, right? People like that, yeah? Right, they rely on their physicality, their gifts, yeah, that God's given them, yeah, right? That can only, like Roy Jones as well, a little bit, like, that can only be there for a short period when you're young. Like, I feel like I'm that kind of person as well, like I'm sort of like I rely on my speed and power, all this sort of thing, right? It's nothing to do with like my skills so much. So like, I know like I would have been good when I was a lot younger. Do you know what I mean? But anyway, that's another story. Yeah. But yeah, there's these people that like, you know, they're gifted, but it's a precocious talent and it's short, and it's for a short period. And I feel like Anthony Yard, I don't know, like his style is not like, say, a 10, 15 years in boxing style. It's a style where like you get to where you get to, you get put in the right place at the right time, you win your titles, you have your 3, 4, 5, you have your legacy match, and you're out, gone, done. Do you know what I mean? And then there's other people that can just stick around for like Bernard Hopkins or whatever, stick around for God knows when, because they got a star and they can adapt a little bit. Do you know what I mean? But Anthony Yard seems to me like he's very, very athletic, very, very physically gifted. I see the man doing calisthenics and all this sort of business, like he's athletically gifted. Yeah. But those gifts are only with you for like, they're with you for life, don't get me wrong, but at their peak, they're only with you for a short time frame, bro. So all I'm saying is that, like, yeah, man, you need to like make decisions on what you want to do and just like move quick. Your time is now, but it's not there for ever. It's not there for a long period. Like, do you know what I mean? That's all I would say. That's all I would say, man. Other than that, man, yeah, I like your skills. I like everything about him. Do you know what I mean? And his persona, the way he comes off, nice and humble. Yeah, man, but just, yeah, man, I was expecting a little bit more, to be fair. And especially after the Kovalev thing, because like you were like a whisker away. Do you know what I mean? And if you would have fought him after Canelo fought him, you probably would have got the victory. Do you know what I mean? But it's a very, very short career. And yeah, I just believe that you really need to go for it, take advantage. And yeah, just your style, I think, I believe that, like, you know, it may be like, it can get to just as high as anybody else's, but I don't think like it's a 10, 15 year sort of style or anything like that. I believe like your style is like something where like you'll be very, very good for a short period of time, but it's up to you to prove us wrong. Do you know what I mean? Over time. But yeah, that's just a little bit of my opinion on how I feel, you know. So that's that covered. Now next, I want to cover this one thing, right? Like I've noticed, like I just realised the other day I was thinking, like I was watching something with AJ, and like three times, because you must remember like the first 10, 15 fights he had like on Sky Sports, it was more like a promo. He was just getting these guys, knocking them over, the first real proper fight he was in like was against Dillian White, yeah. And Dillian White will look back here, and I didn't think Dillian White was anywhere near stopping him, but when he did catch him with a left hook in the second or third round, I believe, like, and he wobbled him, like Dillian White will look on and saw what Garcia done, Andy Garcia, and he'll think, oh my God, I almost had him. And he almost did, man. Do you know what I mean? But the point I wanted to make was like the first round against Dillian White, yeah, AJ was clearly on top, almost stopped, looked like he could have stopped Dillian White, yeah. Second round, he got caught. So AJ was on top and he got caught, yeah, and almost lost. Andy Garcia, yeah, Garcia that stopped him. Joshua had him down, yeah, tried to go in for the finish, was on top, got caught, and obviously got finished. Vladimir Klitschko, Joshua had him down, yeah. And then afterwards, Vladimir was able to come back in and almost finish him by knocking him down. And Vladimir, really, heavyweight champion for 10, 15 years, should have finished it. When I look back on it, and he'll look back on it and think he should have finished it. But that's 3 occasions now where Joshua's like let his guard down after he's had somebody hurt and almost on the brink of defeat. So that's 3 guys he's had on the brink of like stopping, and they've managed to bring themselves back into it and catch him. Now, either all those guys are just good at coming back, or when he's going in for the finish, he probably leaves himself open, or yeah, he leaves himself open, or he just lets his guard down. Do you know what I mean? But that's 3 times in a row now. 3 heavyweight contenders or champions have been able to almost be on the brink of defeat and come back and almost beat him, or if not beat him. So that's something I would be looking at 100%. Like, I'd be looking at that, and obviously they're looking at that as well. They know, like, you can even play possum. Do you know what I mean? Play possum and maybe draw him in, because like 3 times in a row now, he's maybe, I don't know the answer to it, got excited, whatever it is, or maybe like his finishing weren't as good or whatever. But 3 times now, you've had a man on the brink of defeat and you've almost been beating yourself whilst going for the victory. So just something to look out for. Just something to look out for. It's a little pattern, because that's 3 in a row, isn't it? Or 3 guys that have done that. So like, just something I picked up on, and that's it really. I'll leave it out there in the air, see what you guys think and feel about it. But it was just something that I was thinking about and I was passionate about, so I wanted to come on and say it. So I'm not sure whether I'll be online doing this all the time, but just something I sort of picked out, you know. But yeah, good luck to AJ. I would like to see you win, and win in grandstand style. I wish you all the best. Yeah, come on, Ghost. Let's do it. Let's do this thing. Right. You take care. Good night. Bless.